So Grow a Garden just released two very rare and also very different seeds. We got the giant pinecone from the regular seed shop and the Grand Volcania from the crafting shop. Today, I'll be planting both of them side by side to test out which one of them is better based on the following three categories: appearance, base value, and maximum value. Now, be sure to stay tuned because the results are quite shocking. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and use star code MeEnyu. Let's go. So here we are on our empty garden, ready to test out our experiment, minus this very mutated carrot over here. We're just gonna ignore that. But first things first, let's get the seeds, all right? Going to the shop over here and scrolling all the way to the bottom, we have the brand new prismatic giant pinecone seed. This thing just like blends into the rest of the shop. And of course, there is another seed we must obtain, and that is over here at the crafting area. There's a couple new seeds, but these ones seem to be much less rare. But of course, the one we're going for is the Grand Volcania, which if you were to craft costs 2 ember lilies, a dinosaur egg, an ancient seed pack, and 900,000 shekels. Judging by my garden, clearly I don't have the ember lily, so we're gonna have to buy this. So it does look like the Grand Volcania is a little bit cheaper than the giant pinecone, but let's find out which one is better. Here we go. Grand Volcania and the giant pinecone. Now we're gonna hit grow all on that. Of course, we ain't got time to wait around. Oh wait, hold on. Did we just get a rainbow right off the bat? Okay, look at this giant pinecone, dude. What on earth is that? Let's go ahead and move these around. Okay, I don't know if the sprinklers helped. Is this usually how big the plant is? Obviously, the flowers won't usually be this big. How high does it go? Good lord. The luck is crazy. Let's find out how much it's worth. A 32 kilogram one. 1.5 million shekels. Nothing too crazy. And this rainbow is 85 million. How does a rainbow just make it so much better? Okay, let's go ahead and sell our inventory. We just made a breezy 88 million. Okay, the tree itself is actually quite large, but it just got completely covered with all those pine cones. So I think we're ready to make the decision on the first category, which is appearance. Now, of course, this is all based on my own personal preference. It's not objective whatsoever, but I'm gonna say the Grand Volcania wins this by a mile. First of all, even though the giant pinecone's name is giant pinecone, it doesn't even like get at nearly as big as the Grand Volcania. It's not as colorful. It literally just, it's an acorn. It's a pile of poop. Meanwhile, the Grand Volcania has like a really cool pink spiraling pattern on top of it. It just overshadows everything. Even the trees themselves, right? Without any of the flowers or fruits, the Grand Volcania's tree looks very simple and elegant. Meanwhile, what the hell is the giant pinecone tree, bro? This is like some sort of abstract art. Don't cancel me if you disagree, but yeah, the Grand Volcania wins the appearance category. I'm sorry. So in a bit, we're gonna grow the biggest fruits we can out of these two plants and put a bunch of mutations on them. But for now, I want to see what their base sizes and prices look like. Wait, are they just normally this big? So this looks like about an average size Grand Volcania, also very large. And it goes for roughly 650,000, okay? And then what about a regular sized giant pinecone? 1.4 million just like that? Oh boy. So in category 2 base price, on the surface, it does look like the giant pinecone wins by a lot, but I don't think I grew the regular sized ones. If we actually check the wiki, we could see that the giant pinecone has a base value of 65,000 shekels only, but the Grand Volcania has a base value of 70,555 shekels. That means the Grand Volcania does have an even higher base value than the giant pinecone. But here's the thing though, you can only grow 3 Grand Volcania at a time. Meanwhile, you can grow 5 giant pinecones, which means if you were talking about the entire harvest, yes, the pinecone wins, but if we're talking about individual harvests, then it does look like the Grand Volcania is slightly better. All right, now moving on to category 3, I'm gonna try to grow the biggest and most expensive giant pinecone and Grand Volcania, slap a bunch of mutations on them to see which one has the highest max value. I have my suspicions it's gonna be the Grand Volcania, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. Let's do it. So that should be hitting all of them, and yeah, let's go ahead and hit grow all one more time. Hopefully we get some big rainbow ones. That's what I'm going for. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna slap my favorite tool on what looks to me like the biggest one over here. Collect the other 2. I want to put the favorite on the gold one. Yep. Let's try to grow all one more time. Oh, we got a rainbow. And it looks really big, guys. And we got another rainbow one over here that's pretty big. Oh, this could be it. Go ahead and favorite this rainbow one. Jeez. Okay, all right. I think we're done with the Volcania, guys. I think that's as big as we can get them. Luckily, there's only 3 of these I have to grow. These pine cones, man, honestly, I'm not too sure. I think I'll probably just stick with this lineup here. It doesn't really look like they're gonna get much bigger. We got a little bit more time left on the sprinkler. Let's try like, what, like 2 more times? Ooh, hold up. This one's looking kind of chunky right here, don't you guys think? Go ahead and collect this one. Yeah, that one's huge, dude. I'm gonna hit it with one last grow all, and then we're done. Okay, yo, these are looking nice and big. All right, perfect, guys. I think these are as big as we can get our giant Volcanias and pine cones. So let's start adding some mutations to these, shall we? How much is this beautiful rainbow Volcania already? It's already 124 million, guys. We haven't even started. Dude, I really want to know. Please tell me. I just want to inspect them, man. Why are you making it so hard? I can't favor them either, guys, so I gotta be really careful to not accidentally collect them. That would be an absolute travesty. All right, everybody, it is mutation time. I'll figure out how to put a magnifying glass on those pine cones eventually, but let's not waste any more time with trying to get some mutations on them. First off, let me actually get rid of this carrot here because it might steal some of the mutations from my pets. Oh, actually, this carrot, I'm not gonna get rid of it because I got a T-Rex later that might be able to take some mutations from this. So you know what? Yeah, we'll keep it right here. I got this dragonfly here that's going to basically turn everything into gold real soon. And in the meantime, I also put down some other mutation pets. And after that, I hope I'm gonna be able to make everything into a gold and rainbow because I got a butterfly as well. But in order for the butterfly to turn things into rainbow, we gotta have 5+ mutations on every fruit first. So that's what we're gonna do. We got a scarlet macaw here that's gonna be able to give us the verdant mutation. I got my queen bees, my Beyoncés. So these are gonna give us pollinated mutation and also reduce the cooldown on our other pets. So summon some bees, some more scarlet macaws, just getting a bunch of random mutations on these, right? Bear bee as well. I think the bear bee does the same thing, right? Bear bee can actually give honey glazed as well, which is pretty cool. Okay, we got our 8 pets in, but we can also go ahead and get some mutation sprays on these too. My only concern is if I'm even gonna be able to spray these pine cones. Oh my god, guys. Why are these fruits like this? That's so weird, man. Look how easy this is. Look at this. Boom, done. Oh my god. Okay, that's pretty ugly. But at least we could get the ember mutations on these. I kind of almost just want to collect everything else and only keep this rainbow one here so I can use the magnifying glass and stuff on it. Because this is kind of annoying, guys. I really don't know what to do with this. We can't check the price. We can't check. Oh, here we go. I must inspect a valid plant. Are you kidding me? Yeah, there's literally nothing I can do. I think I have to just collect everything else. Now that we made some space, can I finally apply the favor tool to it? Oh, it looks like we kind of can. There we go. And then let's go ahead and inspect it. 84 million. This rainbow one's 84 at base, and that rainbow Grand Volcania is 124 at base. You see, we're already seeing a difference here. Holy dude, this one's already 1.4 billion. I haven't even done anything to it. I could finally apply the amber spray to my giant pine cone if I just hit it on the top right there. Boom. 843 million with 1 amber mutation. That is pretty tough. So we can purchase some more sprays here. So we got the chalk. I just gotta buy a bunch of them, so bear with me. All right, we got our mutation sprays here. And it doesn't seem like the dragonfly is gonna turn anything else into gold. I guess the gold doesn't work on something that's already rainbow, huh? Only the ones that are not rainbow yet. I guess I'm learning something new. But anyways, let's go ahead and apply these sprays on our pine cones. Damn, that turned into 4 billion shekels. All right, we just need 1 more mutation on this so our butterfly can get it to a rainbow. But I really need these pollinates to start kicking in, and it looks like the queen bees are about to go to work really soon. Okay, all right, we got pollinate on the rainbow one. Okay, that's not the one we wanted. Come on, queen bee, do it on one of these Volcanias. Pollinate me, which is by far the most sus thing I've ever said, guys, by the way. Oh, which one is it? Are you kidding me? Dude, why did I get hit with pollinate on the 2 rainbow ones I already have, bro? And we failed the verdant. Dude, I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna get rid of this scarlet macaw and literally just put down another bee. At least the bee is like a guaranteed pollinate. The scarlet macaw doesn't even guarantee the verdant. So after a very long and torturous wait, we finally got 5+ mutations on both of these Grand Volcanias over here. And actually 6 mutations on this giant pine cone. And we have 3 butterflies over here ready ready to go to work very soon. Luckily, we only need 3 rainbow mutations, so the numbers add up perfectly. So why don't we go ahead and get rid of our bees. We don't need the pollinate. Once we get the rainbow mutations, it's gonna be open season. All right, and it looks like our first butterfly, Nani? I love reading that name out loud. I'm sorry. That's the best pet name in Girl Garden. It's about to go to work in 30 seconds. I wonder which one is gonna turn into rainbow first. Let's go, baby! All right, our one of our Grand Volcanias has officially been turned into a rainbow. So this butterfly service is no longer needed. Thank you very much for your service. And finally, our last rainbow. Okay, that's every fruit we wanted to get the rainbow mutations on. Now we can start putting other mutations on them. That took entirely way too long, by the way. I'm gonna go ahead and put my sprays on my best Grand Volcania and my best giant pinecone to see what the difference is gonna be. 35 billion. That is pretty absurd. And we only have 6 mutations on it currently. And it does look like our top rainbow pinecone is probably a lot better because although the prices are relatively similar, the bottom giant pinecone here has the Verdun mutation, which is why the price is a little bit higher. That's a 4 times multiplier. But for now, I'm gonna spray the top giant pinecone here. 10.8 billion, and it has extra mutations, it looks like. So not that impressive so far. Let's keep cooking though. Let's keep getting more mutations on these. Since they all have honey glazed, we're gonna get rid of our bear bees. We don't need those anymore. They all have pollinated as well, so we don't need our regular bees. And they also all have the chilled mutation as well, so we don't need the polar bear either. Let's go ahead and pick that up. It's time we let out some other pests that give mutations. We got our scarlet macaw for the verdant. We got our cooked owls for the cooked or burnt mutation, which is only a 16% chance. We got our sea turtles for the wet mutation. And last but not least, how can I forget my beautiful T-Rex? The T-Rex is really good because it's gonna take just 1 mutation and then apply it to 4 different fruits in my garden. Just multiplying a mutation by 4 every 20 minutes. That is insanely OP. Especially if it could pick up on my carrots, void touch, or molten or alien-like, because these ones are really difficult to get. I think the easiest mutation we can get is probably the wet from these turtles here. And as soon as we get the wet mutation, these fruits are gonna turn into frozen and we can pull the turtles out. Can I just be honest? These turtles are ass, bro. I literally had them down for like the last 15 minutes trying to get just literally 1 wet mutation. They've failed every single time. There has not been 1 time where they were able to succeed. How is that possible? I'm just excited for my Chow Chow, my Chow Chow to go to work, man. I want to see what kind of mutation we can get from him. Here we go, the moment of truth. It's taking a mutation from my carrot. Which one's gonna be? Please be Celestial. Please be Void Struck, Void Touched, or whatever. You've gotta be shitting me, dude. This is bullshit. Why is getting good mutations so difficult? Well, guys, we do have a couple of other pets that can also give us mutations, namely the chicken zombies and, of course, the disco bees. So I'm gonna just swap out some of these pets whenever we get their mutations, like this one. Oh, we finally got a wet one on the 1 pine cone that I didn't want. Yo, we're getting a refill on the T-Rex. Come on, T-Rex, what you got for me, bro? You... Alright guys, we're gonna AFK here for a while and see what kind of mutations we end up with, but so far, the Grand Volcania is in a very comfortable lead. Alright everybody, it is the next day. I've AFK'd for just about like 10 hours and we are back. Let's check out what we got. I am expecting something monumental, and just by looking above me, I see... Bro, this Ember mutation is actually insane. It just covers the whole map. I just built a whole city with this. And yeah, of course, the giant pine cones are tiny. Dude, these things are so disappointing, man. All right, let's take a look at the bottom one here first. We got Rainbow, Windstruck, Shocked. Oh, we got Paradiso. That's good. Ember, Zombified. Okay. Honey Glazed, Moonlit, Ceramic, Pollinated, and Disco. And it's currently worth 33 billion. Honestly, not looking good. And the top one is worth even less. Okay. And this one's even got Burnt and Chalk on it as well. So 11 mutations on the top and 10 mutations here on the bottom. Looks like an average of around 33 billion shekels for these giant pine cones, more like tiny pine cones. And now let's take a look at the Grand Volcania. I don't know why I just did that voice. That was a little cringe. We're gonna ignore that. So going from the cheapest to most expensive, we got this one here, which is only 18 billion shekels. But remember, guys, we do not have the shocked mutation on this one. Once it gets the shocked, I wouldn't be surprised if this is gonna be more than the Grand Volcania. I mean, the giant pine acorn. Okay. 30 billion shekels, not too bad, but I think we could do better. How about this one here? Ooh, would y'all look at that? This one also doesn't even have the shock mutation. Windstruck, burnt, paradiso, zombified, honey glazed, frozen, sandy, moonlit, pollinated, and disco. But if we now hit it with the shock spray, 65 billion shekels. Yeah, the Grand Volcania is peak, bro. But this is not even our most expensive one, believe it or not, because things got rotated a little bit. Our biggest and most expensive Grand Volcania is this one right here, the chalk colored one. Would y'all look at that? 114 billion. Bro, Elon who? Elon Jeff Bezos, who are they? Broke boys? Yeah, that's what I thought. We got Windstruck, Burnt, Shock, Chalk, Paradiso, Amber, Zombified, Honey Glazed, Frozen, Sandy, Moonlit, Pollinated, and Disco. Unfortunately, we couldn't get some of the really good ones like the Molten, Void Touched, Alien-like, or Meteoric from the T-Rex. What the hell have you been doing, Choo Choo? But yeah, as you guys can see here, because these Grand Volcania can just grow so much bigger than the giant pine cones, at least from what I've seen, the price of these can get much higher as well. So in terms of the max value category, the Grand Volcania also wins, and that is a clean sweep for the Grand Volcania. So if you're still having doubts on whether or not you should plant the Grand Volcania or the giant pine cones, you know what to do. Subscribe.